He seems like a pathetic, weak, perfect target. Let's bother him, see what happens. I don't know. But I do know spirits exist, positive spirits exist, negative spirits exist. You can give me the definition of demon all day and night, all you want. I've probably heard 500 times the definition of demon. Oh, did you know demon means genius and it has nothing to do with evil? I've heard that 500 times. Okay? You could say I'm a demonologist, but you could say I'm a ghost hunter. You could say I'm a lot of things, a paranormal investigator, but I was never those things by choice. You see, I was just a guy working at a call center, going grocery shopping, eating some lunch, hanging out with some friends, watching some movies, and minding his own business when demons started bothering me. I've captured evidence of spirits on camera to prove it's not internal, it's an external real thing. I come across a lot of people that are like, oh, magical, mystical, we will never know. Why bother getting these devices when you can just communicate with them? Because evidence and science is what I'm all about. Science and proof on camera. Evidence, science, proof on camera is what I'm about. I'm not about, oh, why don't you talk to them? And, oh, why don't you? Because a psychologist, a psychiatrist would say you're insane. You're crazy if you just communicate with them and don't prove it externally. I've already proven it externally with my evidence. I've saved up thousands of dollars, poured my life savings into ghost hunting equipment. Not because I wanted to, but because I had to. I had to prove it. And I still have that equipment. I brought it with me. I haven't used it in many, many months. But I will continue ghost investigating. Mysterialis ghost investigation is still in effect. This video is going to be chopped into pieces. It's probably going to be part 1, 2, and 3. Who knows? We will see. Because this FDR AX33 Sony Handycam records in segments, sometimes 10-minute segments, sometimes 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17-minute segments, and then it chops it off and starts a new video. That's how it works. That's what it does. I can go into details as to why and how it does that, but it'll bore you to death. The fact is, I can't edit right now, and so I'm going to be forced to upload the segments however this camera chooses to chop them up. But spirits exist. Spirits are real. I've captured evidence of them. I know of a location which I found just using my instincts. When you follow your gut instinct, you can find secrets. Secrets the world knows not of. So when people say, oh, it's mysterious, it's not that mysterious. You can get to the bottom of it and see it for what it is. I'm to the point where I can go to a location that's permanently haunted and capture evidence and show anybody. I think it'd be pretty cool if I brought Penn Jillette, Ricky Gervais, any famous atheist with me to this haunted location. And they could become believers like that. But as fast as they would become believers, they would become disbelievers just as fast, according to Arthur Conan Doyle. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle brought Harry Houdini, his good friend, with him, who famously is an extreme skeptic and atheist in his day, was. And Harry Houdini famously said, if the afterlife exists, I will prove it, I'll come through, and he never came through. Therefore, the afterlife doesn't exist, right? But there's clearly a membrane of dimensions. The higher dimensions are separated by membranes, M theory, string theory, but it goes beyond theory. It's an actual fact. You're cut off from the living when you're dead. You're cut off. You can't contact except in extreme rare circumstances like goodbye, stuff like that. And you hear the odd psychic confirm the location of this and that using a message from the beyond. But I believe in familiar spirits. I believe in familiar spirits to follow every single human from birth to death. The familiar spirit theory is unique to me concerning the following from birth to death and knowing everything about it, about the person. You hear about a reincarnation case. Here's a 10-year-old who knows everything about this elderly man who died 11 years ago. Oh my gosh. It's clearly the guy he reincarnated into the boy. That's proof. Just the fact that he died and then this kid's obsessed with, and he knows where the buildings were, he knows the past. Well, when the old man dies, the familiar spirit that followed the old man from birth to death doesn't die. The familiar spirit just wanders the earth, knowing everything that old man knew. And that familiar spirit of the dead man can latch on to any human and feed that human information that the old man knew, if the familiar spirit is so inclined. It's a rare scenario, but it does happen. And in my opinion, it's one extreme alternative to reincarnation. That familiar spirits simply feed information to humans, giving them the false concept that they are the reincarnation of that person. It also works with mediums. A medium will talk to a dead person, supposedly, and give comforting advice. Oh, here's your grandma. She says, the locket's in the drawer. And it sounds like cold reading, and it probably is most of the time. But in the case that it's not cold reading, there's a cigarette case with with your grandma's initials on it. There's something inside. She wants you to see it. And let's say there is something special inside that cigarette case, and it's not cold reading, and it's an actual message from a spirit. It's probably the familiar spirit of that grandma. See, the grandma ascended to the dimension of dead humans, but the familiar spirit that knows everything about that grandma from birth to death is talking to mediums, pretending and deceiving as if it was the spirit of that grandma. Now, I think these spirits not only mock, deceive, pretend, but from a perspective, they are a piece of that dead person. There's an guardian angel, which is in heaven, let's say a higher dimension, and there's a guardian demon, the familiar spirit, which is in a higher dimension as well. Modern day theologians say demons are from hell and that hell is below us. And ancient theologians say the same thing, but I disagree. Familiar spirits, demonic entities, they're above us. They've always been above us. From a scientific perspective, I know science rejects demons' existence, but intelligent, conscious, sentient beings of a spiritual nature, spirit entities, live in a plane of existence higher than us, look down and see everything. We're the bottom of the barrel. I believe science and spirituality, science and what was known as mythological or religious belief, will become one day. Of course, in the process, a lot of things are going to be canceled out and thrown away. The truth of all things. But I wouldn't expect the truth of all things to ever exist, excepting you become a spirit and you go to the location where you can see the records of everything. But if you are checking out the records of everything in that spiritual dimension above, you could see that on February 15th in my room, between the hours of January 15th, I keep saying February. January 15th, between the hours of 11 p.m. and 1 a.m., I heard 4 distinct footstep sounds in my room. And it was clearly an entity, clearly a spirit. It's the 3rd time I've heard footsteps in my room. Now, in that case, it could have been hand steps. Hand steps. It could have been hand movements. But it sounded like footsteps. It sounded like small footprints, footsteps on a bag, a paper bag. You can see that photograph on my Instagram, ghost.hunting. Stay tuned, more videos coming soon. I'll actually exit my vehicle and try to brave the park with all the people. Maybe I'll bring some bread for the ducks and the geese. But they swarm you when you bring bread. But it'll be a fun video. I'll bring some bread for the ducks and the geese. Stay tuned. More episodes coming soon. I'm going to do some book reviews. Occult Unmasked book reviews coming soon. Mysterio Alice Ghost Investigation videos coming soon. But again, I'm in a new state. I have to find a day job. You think I get paid from this channel? I don't. I get paid virtually nothing from this channel. I haven't been paid from this channel for, I don't know, 6 months. And back when I was paid, it was such a small amount, it didn't pay for the gas it took me to get here. I don't make money on YouTube, all right? I make nothing. Stay tuned, more episodes coming soon. Maybe one day I'll find a way to raise funds to print my book, Corners of Rooms. Until that day, I appreciate your support. Thank you for watching. I'm John Razimus. Be seeing you.